I want to talk today about another music video that is highly disturbing, upsetting, but not in the same way that the video I discussed yesterday, the Rebecca Black remix of Friday, is disturbing and upsetting. This is an entirely new, different echelon of horror, frankly. And this one, I don't know. This might go also alongside the video that I discussed called "Love in Motion" by Sebastian, directed by Gaspar Noé, in which features an adolescent girl dancing provocatively in skimpy clothing for like 3 minutes in her room. That's a video it's just, you watch it and it's just unbelievable that it exists. I feel the same way about this video, but for different reasons. And this one is frankly more horrific to sit through. I think because this one involves a child, a young child, like a toddler, an 18-month-old child. The video is by a band called MGMT. The song is called "Kids." I will link to it, but trust me when I say it's an upsetting video to watch. At least it was for me. So, what do I say about this video? Gosh, this is not a new video. This has been around for a while. It was filmed in 2009. I also should say that MGMT is a band that I generally like. I like their music. It's, this kind of, in a way, retro 80s synth pop, atmospheric synth pop kind of music that I really pretty much dig. But this video is just, it's a deal breaker for me. I don't believe I can be an MGMT fan, knowing that they put this video out. So, what happens in the video is essentially this young boy, this toddler, who is a year and a half, 18 months old. I found this out because there is an actual behind the scenes, the making of the video as well, which I will also post below. And it seems that this making of video was supposed to be in some way a kind of, look, this kid's all right. He hasn't really been traumatized by what we made him do in the video. I didn't find it convincing in the least. But again, I'll let you watch it and decide for yourself on that matter. And again, this all happened years and years ago, so I'm way behind the times with all of this. But let me describe the video as best I can. It basically, in the video, this little boy, this toddler, this 18-month-old child, sees these grotesque monsters. They jump out at him and startle him, and then they're chasing him, and his parents just seem to be oblivious to the terror and the horror that he's experiencing. And that's it. That's basically it. That's the video until the end. It's just 5 minutes of watching a child be traumatized. And the trauma is, the thing is, you can't, when you're 18 months old, you're not acting. You're not acting when you're, it's not like, if this kid was a little bit older, then, it would be different, obviously. But you don't act when you're that age. When you see a little kid that age and he's upset and crying and traumatized, and I mean, he's not acting. How they justified the making of this video, how they justified using this child, and just exposing him to these kinds of terrors, these scary looking monsters or whatever, making him cry, making him upset, and having that be the through line of the video, that everything that, it's just he keeps seeing these monsters and getting upset and crying, but his parents don't know what's going on or don't care or something. And then it ends with an animated portion. There's no let up. It's just it's very brutal. It's just the kid gets absolutely psychically brutalized till the very end of the video. Now, even if this could somehow be justified, even if you could somehow say, well, the kid didn't really get hurt. The kid is fine. I don't know how you could say that, considering this is an 18-month-old and it's not acting. Again, I don't know how you justify making a little child upset and scared and traumatized for the sake of art. That's, fuck art. if that's what if that's what it involves. I don't believe that any art justifies that. So, but just trying to put that aside and say, okay, accept the argument that the child was not harmed in the filming of this video. And I guess that's what some people watched the making of video and they were like, well, it's good to see this kid is all right. Even though there's nothing really, the making of video doesn't show us the moments in the video where the child is being made upset. It shows one time where he cries, and then his mother takes him. And by the way, how could you be a parent and subject your child to this? It's absolutely beyond me. But let's say all of that can be justified. I believe artistically, and I don't think it can, but let's just grant the argument that somehow it can be justified. I don't think artistically watching a child be traumatized by monsters for 5 minutes, how is that supposed to be an enlightening or how does that in any way appeal to anyone who isn't a depraved pervert who likes to see children in a state of distress? It's the same sort of stuff with that Pizzagate art, which I'll try to find it again because that video, along with all of my other channel, got zapped. But the pictures that were the portrayals of children in perilous situations by the Serbian artist whose name I don't remember right now, but the one who the Podestas were very fond of, and they heavily patronized her work. And one of the pictures, one of the most infamous pictures, the one of a young boy tied up to a wall, and she has lots of paintings like that. And then there's this other. I remember profiling this photographer, and now that I've brought all this up, I'm gonna see. I'll find those pictures again. Some photographer who had pictures of children not as young as the child featured in this video, but children who were like still really young, like 2 or 3 years of age, and their face, like she took pictures of them looking distressed, looking upset, looking distraught, crying. How do you get these kids to cry and then take pictures of them? How do you do that, and how do you justify that? She said that the pictures were supposed to be about the Bush administration or some shit like that, some pretentious crap like that. Anyway, I'll see if I can find that work, or those art pieces, and so that I can sort of use them as a reference here, because again, with this video, I mean, this was rough. This is a rough one to watch for me, as you can probably tell. And I don't know. It's hard. It's hard not to see it as something that's being intentionally seeded out there into the culture. Like, this is who we really are. I don't even necessarily blame the band for this, although I do blame the band for greenlighting this concept. Who thought of this concept? Who thought, let's take a little child and make him cry and show terrible monsters chasing him around, and then have it end with him, just falling down into nothingness. Who thought this? Yeah, great idea. Thumbs up. Who watches that and thinks to himself, yeah, boy, I really enjoyed that video. That was fun. That was fun to watch. I don't know. I guess I'm maybe beating a dead horse here, as far as the point that I'm making. Yeah, but I mean, to me, it's more evidence of exactly what I've been talking about here, and exactly what I've been writing about many other places. There was even a piece in IndieWire that was written around the time the video was released, saying, well, I don't know, was this a worthy video, or was this child abuse? But you can still find the video on YouTube, and it's got millions of views. Anyway, if you have the stomach for it, if you can compartmentalize and turn your emotions off for a few minutes and just be analytical, then I recommend watching the video, just so you can see what I'm talking about. And if you do watch it and you think I'm wrong, I would welcome anyone who would tell me that I'm on the wrong path here, that I'm not interpreting this video correctly. I would welcome that. I really don't want to believe these people are as sick and as depraved and as awful as they appear to be. But I'll need some convincing. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this subject. Thanks for watching. My name's Andy Nowicki. Check out my work at altrightnovelist.com.